Hi. Get Rich in Spite of Yourself. Good book. A lot of good books out there. There's a lot of good books out there that are talking, oh, by the way, welcome to the Step-by-Step Millionaire. A lot of good books out there that are describing how to psychologically get past the things which are keeping you poor. And I mean, big, thick books. Money Drunk, good book. It shows all of the different types of people and why they're having money problems. And good books are a good thing. In fact, probably one of your best investments. You don't have to buy them. Go down to your library. They're free. You can get lists of good ones. There's ones that have been around since the 1920s that are great ones. Richest Man in Babylon, stuff like that. Really good investment is putting books like that into your head. Okay? Now, that having been said, time is an asset to you. So if you can fix a lot of these problems as quick as possible without having to spend as much time, that's even better. So this is what we're going to do today, okay? We're going to talk about the reason you have money problems. And the answer to all of these big books trying to psychologically explain where your problems are coming from can be all brought down to one simple thing called false prestige. What false prestige is the world's answer to that hole inside of you, okay? Advertisers know that hole exists. So let's back up and find out why a hole exists in you. Human beings are built specifically to create. If we create, that feeling gets full. The more you create, the greater you create, the less that hole is there. So you'll notice that very successful people are really not bothered. You could walk up to them, tell them they were a total loser, whatever, and they just look at you and it would have no effect. Whereas if you go to a normal person, tell them they're a loser, you probably get punched in the face. Why? Anybody who has prestige is not affected by the outside world any longer because that hole is full. So the question is, where does prestige come from? Prestige comes from accomplishments, okay? Now, in the old days, let's say we move back to the days of Ben Franklin, and yeah, I know it's a long time ago, but it gives you an example. In those days, Ben, at 7 years of age, begins working with his brother. So by the time Ben's 11, 12 years of age, Ben already has been working at a job. He knows how to do printing presses and everything that goes with his brother. His brother was not very nice. So Ben runs off with like $50 modern money in his pocket, heads to another city where he intends to, and becomes one of the richest men in America and moves on to one of the greatest scientists and one of the greatest politicians in America. There's nothing this man didn't accomplish. That's prestige. He can look back and say, this is what I've accomplished. And because of that, that hole inside, it's boom, it's non-existent. Somebody can come up and say, oh, Ben, you're a loser. And Ben can say, oh, really? Well, I'm the guy who started the militias. I'm the guy who started the modern libraries. I know every rich person and every person in royalty in France and other countries. I'm listed as the most dangerous man in America by England. What did you do this week? See the prestige there? Ben is not affected by outside forces. But in the modern world, that has all changed, because when you're a kid, instead of at 7 years of age, you moving on, becoming somebody who has their own business by the time you're 12, instead, you get to go to school. Lucky you! You get educated. And it's such a great system. That's why, at Ben's time, 98% of the population could read, write, and do arithmetic, and now in America, less than 72% are efficient in it. See, that's how good our school system is. Isn't that awesome? So they put you in school, and instead of being allowed to accomplish anything, you get to accomplish that. Oh, you get a gold star every so often if your little puppet that you built was good. Yeah, ooh, a star. Doesn't that make you feel good? So the fact of the matter is, by the time you're 18 years of age and you come out of school, instead of owning a business, accomplishing things, having been places, instead of that, you're coming out of school with a big hole inside of you that says, I've accomplished nothing. So you have no prestige. And the advertisers know this. So the advertisers say, hey, let's lock on to you because you're a loser. And they let you know that. They let you know without their product, you're nothing. See, they're very smart this way. They know you have no prestige. And because of this, you need to lock on to something that has prestige so you can pretend that prestige is yours. You can juxtaposition yourself next to this famous athlete who's accomplished a lot of stuff and he's making $30 million a year. The advertisers know this. So they say to this guy here, hey, wear our shirt. We're going to give you $5 million to wear our shirt, wear our shoes, and then we're going to tell all the rest of the population you can be just as cool because you're going to wear what the cool guy is wearing. So you run out and you pay $50 for a shirt that costs them $3 because it has a swoosh on it and some other guy's wearing it, okay? You buy their car, then you'll be cool. You buy their clothes, you'll be cool. You buy the house, you buy. Slavery is what you buy. Because you know what? This hole keeps getting bigger. Because the more stuff you have, the bigger a loser you feel like you are. Why? Because you know you don't deserve it. You know it here. You know it here. A bank loan lets you pretend you're something you're not. You go out, you get a bank loan for the Porsche, and you drive a Porsche you can't even afford to fix. Never mind make the payments on. False prestige. Now, by telling you this, you can unlock yourself from this because you know what the problem is. Advertisers want you to buy stuff to pretend you have accomplishments. Now, once you know this, once you look at that item and you think, oh, I want that new iPad, I want that new phone. Why? Because you want to be able to say to your friends, look at me, I'm better than you because I have. Think about it. It's a lie. And if you ever want to be rich, you got to stop lying to yourself because lies will get you further and further and further and further in debt. And if you want that, can't help you. But if you realize what I'm saying is true, the next time you see something you want, trail it down the line. You'll find that the reason you want it is because you need to prove you're better, that you have value. Stop this. Instead, start creating things. That's why you have value. Now, there are certain things that are occurring right now, and one of them, which is really effective, is minimalism. You've probably heard about it. You can watch videos. There's a lot of videos on minimalism. These people unhook themselves from the buying spree. The question is, why? How? Answer. Because what they've done is they've traded buying things to pretend they're good to being a minimalist. I have nothing. And that's why I'm special. But you see, we've just traded one for another. It's still, unless you get what I've talked about here, it's still another form of false prestige. But at least it's an effective form. So what you need to do is you need to unhinge from the false prestige, buy your way into real prestige. And that is, as I've talked about in other videos, you start managing your assets, you start making yourself wealthy, you start creating multiple income streams, which we'll talk about later. So once you've unhinged yourself from it, once you realize what it is, and if you have some problems, let's say you go out for lunch with your friends, or they say, better put, let's go out for lunch, and that's not within your asset management. What you can do, and this is effective, is don't say, I'm sorry, my budget doesn't allow it. You say, gentlemen, I have an asset management program going right now, and my asset management program doesn't have a space for this, so I'm not going for lunch at the moment. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm going to do. It sounds like you're way richer than you are, but you are because you're starting to get it. And this is how you get it. So, false prestige, unhinge yourself from it, and start working on real prestige, which is creating assets and finances for yourself and helping people around you.